Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Mr. Secretary, do you believe in the rule of law?
Yes, I do, especially as a trained lawyer. I
Yes,
do
sir.
indeed.
Is it illegal to come into our country illegally?
It is indeed illegal to come into our country illegally.
Okay. Do you dislike children?
I love children, and I want to care compassionately for any child I'm ever entrusted with.
Are you trying to hurt children who are coming into our country at the border?
Not only that, but I am proud to lead an organization of people and have grantees that are some of the most compassionate, caring child welfare people that I have ever interacted with, who love these children and care deeply for these children.
I read where in March we had about 100,000 folks, mostly from Central America, mostly family units and children, come into America illegally across our southern border. Does that sound about right?
That's my information. Is it's about 100,000 coming across now in family units per month, right. And it has created an absolute crisis for my colleagues at the Department of Homeland Security.
Or double what it was, I think, 10 years ago, something like that. Yeah, yeah. Let me ask you about the Affordable Care Act. I remember when Congress passed it. We were promised, we meaning I'm an American like you are, we were promised two things. We were promised, number one, that it would make health insurance cheaper, more affordable. Has it done that?
No, it has not. It has actually, we were promised that health insurance would cost half what it cost at the time. In fact, during President Obama's tenure, it doubled in cost for people having to buy insurance.
I remember vividly, because I watched it on C-SPAN, I remember Congress also promised us that it would make health insurance more accessible. Has it done that?
No, it's not. In fact, it's restricted choices for individuals now, with a large percent of states having only one carrier in the individual market.
All right, now, let me answer this. The President has expressed his disappointment with the Affordable Care Act. Does he support getting rid of it before we have a replacement?
The President has always supported replacing the Affordable Care Act with something else that is better.
Okay,
Never that there should be nothing.
I want to be sure I understand, because there's been some innuendo here. Right. Does he support getting rid of the Affordable Care Act without a better plan in place?
Absolutely not. He insists there be a better plan in place for people.
Do you know of anyone on Capitol Hill, Republican or Democrat, who supports a health care insurance program or a health care delivery system that would not cover pre-existing conditions?
I haven't met them.
Okay. Does the President support a replacement plan for Obamacare that would cover pre-existing conditions?
He does indeed, and he will never sign any other plan that doesn't take care of people with pre-existing conditions.
Okay. Let me look at, I want to look at the health care system from 30,000 feet for a second. Here's what I don't understand. I keep reading that 10% of the American people spend about 67% of the health care dollars, which makes sense because we all know that the chronically ill spend more money than others. And when you run the numbers, when you consider that we've got 320 million people, really 330 million people, so 10% of that is 33 million people, and we've got a $21 trillion, that's 12 zeros, GDP, and we spend 18% of that on GDP, and you take 2/3 of that 18%, and then you divide it by 33 million, what you come out with is $80,000 a person. So for these 33 million people out of 333 million, we're spending about $80,000 a person. Why can't we identify those 33 million? I didn't say 8,000, 80,000. I'm going to land this plane on time, Mr. Chairman. Why can't we identify those people and with $80,000 a person manage their care better?
You know what, Senator, you're absolutely right. We in fact, we can, and we can do that through vehicles like either invisible or visible reinsurance pools. For instance, even under the ACA, I have approved 7 state reinsurance plans that have brought premiums down in those states by anywhere from 9% to 30% by cleaving off the risk for those higher risk people and separately reinsuring that so that the burden isn't borne by all the other healthier people in that pool. Absolutely.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you, Senator.